Hello everyone, I am Brock Picken and you are watching The Baseball Guy, where I talk about baseball news and things, primarily the Toronto Blue Jays. Today was the first opening game of spring training. There was an absolute ton of hype in Toronto and surrounding area. There's been a lot of hype about this team in the offseason, but specifically, I have never experienced this much hype about off-season, and rightfully so. I actually wrote a blog post about that. I will throw a link down below, thebluejaysdugout.com. You can read about why I'm excited and why I think everyone should be excited about the 2013 Blue Jays. Today, I actually listened to the Jays game on the radio, on the Fan 590. I went old school today. I had the intention of watching the game on Rogers On Demand, which I did a lot last year, and they've kind of changed things around this year. You know what, it was kind of neat because that's how I originally watched or took in a lot of the Jays games. I listened to them on the radio with my mom growing up. Having Jack Morris on was terrific. Love Jack. I think he's going to do a really good job as a commentator this year. Enjoyed some of his personal stories. So what happened today? Well, aside from the Jays winning 10-3 over the reigning AL champion Tigers, which by the way, really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the Jays win every game. It doesn't matter if they don't win a single game in spring training. It's spring training. Last year, the Jays won spring training, and if you followed the Jays last year, you know how regular season went. Not very well. It's more these players getting their timing back, and for pitchers finding their release point and tweaking things just a little bit, knowing how to go after guys, making mistakes and learning from them, and not caring if they're making mistakes. And I know that Brandon Morrow did make a few mistakes today, namely to Fielder and Cabrera, and paid for it, but that's what spring training is for. He knows what mistakes he made, and that's fantastic because they are going to see the Tigers again, and he's going to have to know how to go after those guys. We saw Adam Lind with a couple hits. We saw Brett Lowry with a hit, 2 RBIs, which is great to see those guys playing well, especially Lind. He needs to step it up this year. But then we saw some of the younger guys who aren't going to be regular starters making some pretty fundamental errors. We had Sierra getting thrown out at third before Lind could score, which cost them a run. There was miscommunication in the outfield, and Ghost missed a ball. We had a really scary moment where McCoy collided with Langerhans, and from what I understand, McCoy is out for a few days with a contusion on his quad. And really, why I think these types of things are happening is because there's really only a few spots left on this team. So there are guys who are really toughing it out for those last 2 spots or to be the next call up from AAA. So they're fighting tooth and nail. So what did we see that was exciting? Lance Zawadski hit a grand slam. Who? Yeah, I know. I had never heard of the guy either. But, you know, you're going to have those guys that have moved up from AA to AAA this year that are really trying to prove themselves. And so far it looks like Zawadski has done a good job. The neat thing about Zawadski is that he was actually coached by Tony Gwynn, which is pretty cool. Ryan Goins is another one. He had a 3-run shot today and made a really nice play in the infield. So it's fantastic to see that the Jays have depth, that Alex Anthopoulos continues to make moves. Even during the game today, he grabbed a pitcher from Philly, a reliever, Michael Schwimmer, who is, I guess, 6'8". And that really is just a testament to Anthopoulos' next mission, which is to build depth in through the minor league system, because there are going to be injuries through the year. There's no avoiding that. And when injuries happen, that's opportunities for these younger guys to come up, and you want them to be ready. So that's about it today for the spring training season opener. I run a podcast called The Dugout. I'm going to drop a link down below for that. A little bit more regular Jays talk there. Have some interesting guests on every now and then. And you can also check out my blog at thebluejaysdugout.com. I am Brock Picken. Thank you for watching The Baseball Guy.